wanted to talk a little bit about a practice that I found really benefits my well-being, which is focusing my efforts on leading a life that produces artifacts that I can wander into, that I can just encounter over the course of my day. Um, this is one of them. I've planted on this property now somewhere between 700 and 800 trees. So as I'm wandering around, I see a tree and I go, ah, I put that there. This place was managed by people who really did not like trees. So when I moved here, there were, I think, 3 mature trees on the whole property. You might be able to see the willow back there, and there's like a juniper up the way and a black walnut. And that was pretty much it. There were a few sort of neglected trees that had been put into place the last time things changed hands, a couple of fruit trees and whatnot, but other than that, not very much. And this is in a place that really wants to be a forest, so this should turn out pretty well. And every single time I come out here and I run into these trees, it lifts my mood. So that's very exciting for me because I constantly get feedback about who I want to be in the world and what I'm trying to do, which is somebody who's constructive, who's creative, who's adding value to the places that I find myself in. Doesn't have to be something big like that, though. I first sort of stumbled on this when I noticed that when I was tutoring kids around San Francisco, mainly in math, sometimes students would take their own notes, and so they wouldn't need my notes. And as I was going about my day, I would run into these notes. There's just, here is a bunch of math instruction that I produced to help somebody else. And it just always perked my mood up. And it occurred to me that, hey, maybe I should try to focus more on making stuff that keeps recurring in my life rather than like consuming stuff that doesn't have that sort of persistent effect that really improves my mood. Even though, you know, consuming stuff is cool. You encounter new ideas, you have different sorts of emotional experience and reaction to art and literature and whatever kind of media you enjoy. Making something and then seeing it in the future, being a reminder of the past you who had the positive intention to do something constructive, to add a little bit to the stock of beauty in the world, is a really wonderful way to lift one's mood. It's a gift from the past to the future. And so I started really focusing on small ways to achieve that. I make a lot of my own clothes at this point, as far as accessories are concerned, at least. A lot of scarves, a lot of hats. So every day when I look outside and I go, oh, what's the weather like out there? Then, okay, I'm going to grab an appropriate hat, which in this instance should have been one with a brim because the sun just came out really strongly as I was setting up shop out here. But also just choosing hobbies. So I picked up miniature painting at one point, not because have any prospect of ever being any good at it. I actually am aphantasic. I can't produce images in my visual imagination. Well, I don't have a visual imagination, so I can't produce images in my mind, which is an absolute handicap because it's like until I put the paint on the miniature, I have no idea what it's going to look like. And very often that means it looks like absolute crap. Okay, fine. Then I'll strip it and paint it again and strip it and paint it again and strip it and paint it again. But eventually I end up with an end product, put it on my little shelf. As I'm walking around my room, I go, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that was fun. I remember doing that. And it's just a mood booster. So just a recommendation from me to you. If you can find a way to look at the stuff that you enjoy doing in the world, the things that you find satisfying, and find a way that you can be involved in creating things that you then encounter as a gift from present you to future you, can be a really nice, persistent way to elevate one's mood.